Hi. Well, it's the 3rd of March 2025. This is my first ever endeavor into kind of a YouTube video. I think what I thought I would try and do with this is it's more for myself rather than anyone else, but a kind of a record of keeping me honest and working towards something. And as a name of the channel, we'll see if we do any more of these videos, but the name of this channel, the intent behind it is trying to make 1% improvements each week to try and tackle a health condition that I'm currently battling, which is called Ankylosing Spondylitis. The short story, the condensed version is I was diagnosed with Ankylosing Spondylitis, or AS, back in January 2019. Unlike most people, I didn't have years and years of like debilitating back symptoms. I had some moments where I think it was more sciatica, to be honest, but back pain, but nothing regular or consistent. But there's a few kind of ad hoc things where I had a iritis, say out of the blue, but I had iritis after a stressful period at work back in ages ago, 2011. A few back incidents in 2014, a few kind of odd symptoms, but then it all kind of came to a head really in that kind of right at the turn of the year, the beginning of 2019, where I woke up with crazy pain in my left ankle, and over the next few days it kind of spread more to the foot and the ankle, which made walking it was possible, but it was very painful. It was like every time the foot hit the floor was a lot of pain. And then about a couple of weeks into that, my right knee blew up with fluid. Didn't hurt, but could I walk around? Barely. I mean, not any distances, but I think I could just about get from room to room in the house. And at that point, even before the knee, like very early into that kind of the foot pain, I kind of knew something was up, and I thought it was some form of autoimmune inflammatory condition, because I've been with health anxiety reading up on things like this, and basically just sat in A&E and kept asking them to test me for rheumatoid arthritis. And then a wandering consultant just happened to ask, have I ever had iritis? To which I said yes. Have I ever had some hip pain? I said yes. And they said, oh, we think you've probably got ankylosing spondylitis. And they did the blood tests. I was HLA-B27 positive, and diagnosed very quickly. So I know some people wait kind of 7-8 years for a diagnosis. I think mine, from the main symptoms starting to diagnosis, was about 2 weeks. So I'm very grateful and fortunate on that. And then it was tough, to be honest, for the next 4 or 5 months. The foot pain stayed the same. The knee fluid subsided only after it was drained, aspirated, and then injected. But then it came back a month later, had it aspirated and injected again in the March, in basically almost exactly 6 years ago to the day. And then it kind of held off just about for the following few months into June. And in June I started biologics, so I got onto them quite quickly. Started a version of Humira, I think it was adalimumab, that I started on, and immediately the next day the foot pain went away. It was just incredible. I think I took it about 10 a.m. on the Monday at the hospital, and then the following Tuesday, the next day, I woke up and the foot pain was gone. So that's the kind of symptom history. And what's been happening the past 3-4 months is I've been worried that the injections have been wearing off, becoming less effective. That built up kind of immunity, or built up antibodies to the injection. So and that's because I started to get a tiny little bit of fluid in my left knee, which didn't hurt, but it felt uncomfortable walking or standing. And that started, weirdly enough, I started getting some back pain, some Achilles pain, some various joint pain the morning after I got my my latest COVID booster, and I was very kind of pro vaccines, I should say, but I do think the COVID booster triggered some kind of immune reaction, because I'd gone from largely zero pain for 6 years to quite strong Achilles pain for a day, then followed by lower back pain, which I hadn't had the whole time I was on the biologics. And then this knee swelling started, persisted all the way from late November through to a week ago today. So that was what's at the end of February. And last Tuesday, when I woke up, and the left knee had got big. And not only that, the right knee, which was the original problem knee, had also got big. As of right now, almost a week on, the left knee it's a little bit bigger, uncomfortable, but the right knee's, it's getting there. It's almost in that same kind of 2019 phase where walking is, almost off the table. So I am getting a adalimumab antibody test tomorrow, which will be on Tuesday, the 4th of March in London. I don't quite know how long the time it will take to get the results back. And I'll find out whether the medication is completely ineffective, whether it's, just there's some antibodies and they'll keep me with it, but it's still doing a job. Or I guess the best case scenario is that this is like some kind of significant flare, and can be brought under control, and then I can continue with the same medication. That seems quite unlikely at this point. So we shall see. So that test is tomorrow, and then on Wednesday is kind of planning ahead, I guess. The progress the right knee is making, I've actually already booked in for a knee aspiration if required, or at least a steroid injection into the knee. So it almost feels like they could do both knees, but we'll see on the day which one they think is the most fitting. So yeah, that's the kind of where I'm at with this. And again, like I say, the purpose of this video, and hopefully some other ones, is my plan is to get this under control through one. I will definitely stick to the medication. It's been a game changer for me, and hopefully I have just as good a reaction to any change in medication they put me up. And then ultimately, the worry is always that the medication wears off or loses its effectiveness. So it's what else can I do to tamper down, reduce that kind of systemic inflammation in the body. And I've read so much online on lifestyle changes, whether that's kind of through diet, whether it's through stress reduction, exercise, supplementation, cold therapy, red lights, all of those things. So I'll try anything, but diet seems to be the one where people have been able to, there's plenty of people out there that never went on the biologics and went straight to diet and put it into remission. So that's always super hopeful. Hard to know which way to go, because there's so much out there on no starch diet or low no starch diet on Facebook. It's carnivore groups which have had great results on this. There's also more of the kind of the whole plant, more vegan type diet, and you see great results from that on the Clint Patterson program too. So it's kind of a which way do you go on the food front, and I think I don't know, to be honest, but the plan will be to do one of those things and to do it properly for 30 days and see where we're at. Right now I'm not there. I've tried it before on the low starch, and it was just too big a lifestyle change to do kind of cold turkey. So I will try to be kind of going down the medication route. Hopefully that works, and use that to give me time to kind of phase into more significant dietary changes. I think right now it's just cut the obviously bad stuff, right? I don't eat but I do eat enough. But cut out the chocolate, the biscuits, the crisps, any of that kind of the really bad processed food. It should be easy, and it shouldn't be easy, but that's clearly no benefit to anyone. So I'll be definitely doing that, and I've started that. But then we'll kind of ramp it up as we go, regardless if there's good or bad results on the biologics. Like I say, I'm hopeful that a change will get me back to where I was and give me time to make the further adjustments. That is the plan. That's where I'm at. And I thought I'd record this as much for myself as anyone else. And I guess I'll do another one in the next week or so, once I know the results of the antibody test, see how the knees are going, especially post-injection, and if there's any further changes. And yeah, hopefully this is the start of an amazing health transformation. And that's why I want to do this video, because you see loads of people do videos where they've got to the end of the process. They're like, hey, 6, 7, 8 months ago, I tried this thing and it worked really well for me, and here it is. You should try it too. But I've seen very few of them where they're actually, you see someone at the start of the journey when they're in the trouble and they're kind of documenting it as they go. So I thought I'd give that a go and see if that helps me kind of stick to whatever habits I decide. But like I say, right now, when you next see me on here, the intent is I won't have eaten another piece of chocolate or crisps or cake or any of that stuff in that period of time. Cool. Okay. All right. See you soon.